Good afternoon, Outbox. Your quick tell bulletin around the world on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido Ekiti. Federal government launches portal to report track housing fraud. France returns 3 human skulls stolen in colonial era to Madagascar. US Fed Governor Cook to sue Trump over dismissal. Details of these and other stories in a moment. I am Folawumi Olaniyan. Now the news. The federal government has launched a housing fraud reporting portal that enables citizens to report fraudulent activities in housing estates, submit evidence and track cases. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development (FMHUD) disclosed this in a statement stating that fraudulent practices in housing estates will no longer be tolerated and that offenders will face the full weight of the law. He said complaints submitted on the system will be reviewed by the ministry in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, including professional bodies, law enforcement agencies, and the judiciary. It stressed that the portal, accessible via https://reports.fmhud.gov.ng, provides a safe and user-friendly platform and urged citizens to utilize it. The Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC) and the M23 armed group have resumed negotiations in Qatar as violence deepens in the country in spite of a recently signed agreement to reach a full peace deal. Qatari Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Majid Al-Ansari said delegations from Kinshasa and the M23 were meeting in Doha to review the implementation of a truce signed in July. Ansari said the current discussions include plans to create a mechanism for monitoring the truce, as well as an exchange of prisoners and detainees. The deal brokered by Qatar committed both sides to a ceasefire, and talks were supposed to begin on 8 August and conclude by 18 August, but both deadlines have passed without progress, and the agreement has faltered amid accusations of violations from both sides. Meanwhile, France has returned to Madagascar 3 human skulls kept at a Paris museum for 128 years after they were looted during the colonial period. One of the skulls is believed to be that of a Madagascan king, Toira, decapitated by French troops, and 2 others from the Sakalava ethnic groups were formerly handed over. Malagasy Culture Minister Volamiranti Donamara praised the handover, describing the skulls as an invisible and indelible link that unites the present to the past. The event marked the first restitution of human remains since France passed a law facilitating the return of such artifacts in 2023. A Brazilian judge has ordered round-the-clock observation of former President Jair Bolsonaro, who is currently under house arrest, declaring him to be a flight risk. Supreme Court Justice Alexandra de Moraes said that police reinforcement is appropriate and necessary as the key phase of the trial approaches. The judge, explaining his decision, referred to a campaign being run by Bolsonaro's son, Eduardo, in the United States, which aims to lobby U.S. authorities to intervene, but instructed police to avoid disrupting Bolsonaro's daily routine. Bolsonaro could face up to 40 years in prison if convicted of plotting to cling onto power after losing the 2022 presidential election to Lula da Silva, but has constantly denied the accusation. United States President Donald Trump has asked the U.S. Supreme Court to lift the injunction forcing it to pay billions of dollars to foreign aid organizations. The U.S. Department of Justice, in an emergency filing, noted that a 2-1 panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit earlier this month ruled the injunction should be overturned. Despite that ruling, the injunction issued by Washington-based U.S. District Judge Amir Ali remains in effect. Ali ordering the Trump administration to pay nearly $2 billion in outstanding aid to its humanitarian partners worldwide. The Trump administration, in its filing to the Supreme Court, said the congressionally appropriated funds subject to the injunction comprise tens of billions of dollars, which would need to be spent by the U.S. Department of State before September 30 when they expire. You're listening to Global Box on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, transmitting live from Olojudo's Palace, Ido Ekiti. Still to come, US Fed Governor Cook to sue Trump over dismissal. Do stay with us.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes! Right at Olojudo's Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your event on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talking. Simply visit us at Olojudo's Palace, Ido Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803 526 5812 or 0916 340 0878 or 0806 511 4430. You can also call 0806 380 8891 at Adamimogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
Still with us, do subscribe to our YouTube channel via Adamimogo 107.7 FM. For happenings around you or news inquiries, call our newsroom on this number 0915 786 8095. Now to the rest of the bulletin. Still in the U.S., the Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook is set to file a lawsuit to prevent President Donald Trump from firing her. The statement was disclosed by counsel to the embattled central bank official Abe Lowell, stating that Trump's attempt to fire her based solely on a referral letter lacks any legal basis.
Seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction, especially that infraction, because she's in charge of, if you think about it, mortgages, and we need people that are 100% above board, and it doesn't seem like she was.
This move follows the dismissal of hundreds of thousands of civil servants, dismantled several agencies, and withheld billions of dollars of spending authorized by Congress. Though Trump had said Cook's firing was effective immediately, the Fed statement indicates that it sees Cook's take. South Korea has passed the bill to ban the use of mobile phones and other digital devices in school classrooms nationwide, following concerns about the impact of heavy social media use among the youth. The ban, which will take effect from March next year, makes South Korea the latest country to restrict the use of smartphones and social media among minors. Australia recently widened its pioneering ban on social media for teenagers. A ban on mobile phones in Dutch schools has improved focus among students. That's coming from a study found in July. Surveys show South Korea is among the world's most digitally connected countries, with 99% of South Koreans online and 98% owning a smartphone. Now to North Korea. North Korea has criticized South Korean President Lee Jae-myung over his remarks on the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula during his trip to the United States, calling him a hypocrite. Jae-myung made the comment during his visit to the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington, stating that the alliance between both countries will be upgraded to a global level.
While maintaining a deterrent posture toward North Korea, we will pursue the modernization of a forward-looking alliance in the evolving security environment.
State-run Korean Central News Agency (KCNA) said that Lee had pretended that he had a will to restore the relations with the North, but his comments in the U.S. proved contrary, adding that the mention of denuclearization was a naive dream. Lee took office after a snap presidential election in June and had since been seeking warmer ties with the nuclear-armed North Korea in a bid to ease tensions. Meanwhile, the Australian Authority has announced the death of a girl and 11 injured persons after a school bus veered off the road and crashed. A senior officer with Victoria Police, Paul Lineham, said the bus was carrying 28 students from Christian College Geelong when it failed to negotiate a left-hand turn on a rural road near the city of Geelong and rolled over. He said the driver has since been discharged from hospital and is currently assisting police with their investigation into the crash. Still in Australia, the Australian police have continued the manhunt in Alpine bushland for a heavily armed gunman who allegedly shot dead 2 officers and injured another at a rural property in the state of Victoria. Yesterday, a team of 10 police officers, including members of the Sexual Offences and Child Investigation Team, executed a search warrant at the home of Freeman, previously known as Desmond Philby, to have killed 2 officers and injured another before fleeing on foot into dense bushland. Victoria Police Chief Commissioner Mike Bush said the winter weather conditions in the region has made the search difficult for the police, urging the local communities to stay indoors as Freeman is heavily harmed. Freeman has also previously referred to police as Nazis and terrorist thugs, according to a court case where he unsuccessfully attempted to challenge the driver's license suspension. Now to sports. Santos forward Neymar Jr. has broken his silence after he was dropped from Brazil's squad for their upcoming 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Carlo Ancelotti did not pick the 33-year-old for their matches next month, stating that Neymar had a minor problem that needs to be attended to before playing. However, Neymar posted a picture of himself training in a gym on his Instagram story while stating in captions that determination and persistence breeds success. Brazil have already confirmed their spot at the 2026 World Cup, but